No, these aren't videos. These are regular missions. Alright. Well, I guess I can do this one. That's probably going to culminate the US story. And then these four probably culminate the Russian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's all the missions. Alright.
Counselor, alarming communication from Kunis. The Russians have launched a massive assault across the river, supported by airstrikes and a heavy artillery barrage. The Lithuanian forces have lost their cohesion, and our troops were forced to retreat.
Numitis River is our last line of defense. If the Russians cross it, it's over. We lose the Baltic states, and who knows where they will stop. Order a counterattack immediately.
Sir, our troops have already had their asses handed to them by the artillery. If they attack, they won't last an hour. The Russians have committed everything they have to this assault.
Exactly. And it is time to turn this disaster into a golden opportunity. We have one last chance to stop them, and I need a distraction for the Russians. Order the counterattack.
But I don't understand. What's the point? Without any reinforcements coming, this is a useless sacrifice.
Stop contesting my orders, Williams. I've brought you up to this position. I can bring you all the way down if I want. I don't know if you've noticed, but we're losing this war. So I hope I don't have to justify myself every minute over the death of a few hundred soldiers. Order the counterattack now!
No! I refuse to participate in this slaughter if you don't tell me what's going on first.
I see. Well, look. There is a dam overlooking the city holding 500 million cubic meters of water. So if this dam happened to be destroyed, the entire valley would be flooded. All the pontoons, bridges, and all the Russian troops and their equipment massed for the assault would be washed away. This would also create an uncrossable natural barrier for weeks, if not months to come, giving us time to reorganize our defense and save us from a humiliating defeat.
Okay.
Are you and your men ready?
Always, sir. Mission objectives are clear. 3-man green light teams. Low altitude drop in the river. Swim downstream, plant the device, and kaboom.
Perfect. You know about the procedure?
We all know the procedure, sir. It's been an honor.
This isn't a
According to
conventional
Captain.
explosive, is it?
Wait, what device? A few swimmers will never be able to carry enough explosive to
It's
blow
not a
up.
conventional explosive.
This is the plan for which you're ready to sacrifice all our men? This is crazy.
Ah, Williams. Always sticking your nose where you shouldn't, aren't you? I can see your motivation has waned recently. So let me explain what's gonna happen. And I hope this will cheer you up and make you fully cooperative again. Have you ever heard of Saddam?
The dictator?
The bomb. Special atomic demolition munition.
Yep.
A man-portable, low-yield nuclear device.
I knew it.
Most of them were decommissioned at the end of the Cold War. But of course, we kept a few just in case. So believe me, the dam will definitely blow up.
A nuclear bomb? Are you insane? I refuse to participate in this operation.
Oh, you are participating in this operation, Lieutenant Colonel Williams. Look, you are even leading it according to these papers bearing your signature. Which means that if the mission were to fail, be assured you would be the one taking the blame, not me. So I would put all my skills and effort into making it succeed if I were you. Remember, I'm only an advisor here, and I strongly advise you to do exactly as I say.
During this will have important consequences. Choose carefully. Have established a multi-layered air defense network. Okay. And... right. This is gonna be a mess. I'm guessing Bennett's going to want to do this conventionally, but at a much higher cost. While Miller's going to want to do this with the nuclear charge, but that would cost... Well, actually, no. Would that constitute nuclear
Counselor
first
Miller,
use?
the situation is critical. The remaining Lithuanian forces are under heavy attack and require our immediate assistance.
There is nothing we can do for them. You would only be delaying the inevitable. We need to focus on the dam. The Green Light team carrying the nuclear device should arrive at any moment. Progress toward the dam. We'll divert enemy attention to give them a clear route.
I refuse to use the Lithuanians as a meat shield just to save a few of our own. Commander, you advance toward the dam. I'll cover your flank and assist the Lithuanians.
Okay, what do we got? A giant mess. BMPs. Get to the dam. Follow the road. RV Javelin, MGS trophy.
Someone after a ride?
What do I have? M-Shoreds plus ICV and trophy, or not trophy, MGS. Alright. Well. This is gonna be horrible. BMP2, BMP2. I'm gonna want at least a couple more of those.
Moving out.
To be fair, Miller's plan isn't necessarily a bad one. I just don't know if that would constitute nuclear first use. Although I do know that it could definitely be spun into it could definitely be, the narrative could be spun into it constituting nuclear first use. So that's not great. What are they shooting at? Probably that.
Striker here. Roger. We're on the move.
I have no idea what they're shooting at.
Striker in combat.
they targeting that mortar? I think they were trying to.
Striker, at your command, sir. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
Oh, and they've got aircraft. What is that? I can't tell. Although I should probably grab a couple of these. If they're going to be bringing aircraft
Roger. We're
to the
Oscar
party.
Mike. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
That town is probably full of Russians, and that's not going to be very fun.
Big road is ours. Heavy transport here, send trap. 99, mission accomplished.
Okay, well that was abrupt.
The higher they fly, the further they fall.
And that doesn't have smoke.
Reconnaissance, ready for action.
Well, that did basically nothing.
Striker ready. Moving there now. Pedal to the metal.
That doesn't have trophy.
Fighting vehicle ready for combat. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Roger. Moving out. Striker here. Go ahead. Moving out. Striker standing by. Copy. Relocating.
Look, Commander! Friendly forces are arriving from the west!
This is General Bennett to all friendly forces. Watch your fire. We're arriving from Klaipeda. Do you copy?
General, thank God you're here!
I was worried I'd missed the fight. I hauled USMC armor all the way from Klaipeda, moving at a forced pace to catch up. Link up with me. Together, we have a chance to stop this assault.
Striker ready.
Negative, General. Maintain your position. Stay away from the river. We are going to blow up the dam and drown the whole valley, Russians included.
You realize half the city lies in that valley, don't you?
Believe me, if there were another credible alternative, I would take it. And a few more of our tanks won't change the situation.
Support Miller's plan, support Bennett's plan. Support Miller's plan. Support Bennett's plan. Look, I'm going to support Bennett's plan because Bennett's plan does not involve the use of a nuclear weapon.
Roger. We're on the move. Target confirmed. We're engaging.
Oh, boy, well, that guy just...
Recon vehicle. Send traffic. Over. Moving there now.
So I suspect that's basically going to involve... Okay, Patriots, Prisms... So I suspect I need to get over to, Bennett. One thing I don't think Miller understands is that it's going to be hard, it's going to be rough, but it would be possible to force the Russians out of the city.
Ain't nothing gonna get in our way. Copy. Relocating. Logi here, send traffic. Let's dump that! Fighting vehicle at your command, sir.
Okay, it's going to take more than that. Or not.
Striker here.
I think that's about the best I can do so far. Unless I can dip in there. Can I dip in there?
Air defense.
Just
standing by.
real quick to...
Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
finish with the ammunition. Okay, well, we're dropping cruise missiles on things, so apparently their air defense net isn't particularly, or isn't too large. Oh, okay, cool, they are willing to share. Awesome. So I'm guessing I need to go to that waypoint. Patriot Pack 2. I can probably use the side roads to do it without too much danger.
Pedal to the metal. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Pedal to the metal. Someone call for a cab? Copy. Relocating.
I'll probably end up playing this again, going with Bennett's plan first, and then, or I'll probably go with Bennett's plan on this this time around, and then play it again and go with Miller's plan just to see what the differences are.
Roger. We're on the move. Roger. Moving out.
We're gonna have to go through this town first, though. That's gonna be real fun.
Where do you think you're going, Commander? Williams, keep your subordinate on a short leash, will you?
No.
Sorry, Counselor. In accordance with DoD recommendations, I favor a decentralized command structure. The commander may independently assess the situation and take whatever action is deemed necessary.
Stop fucking with me. Commander, return immediately and head for the dam.
No.
Moving out. Moving there now.
That's actually true. The United States military, like a number of Western militaries,
Already there.
encourages a decentralized command structure to create more initiative on the battlefield, compared to something like a Russian command structure where it's very, very top heavy, and whatever the officer or general, for example, says goes.
Pedal to the metal.
And it's, for some reason, decided to randomly zoom in on one of the Unamogs.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
You know, it's gonna be real hilarious if someone had a recording device on them and caught everything that that Miller said.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. We're on the move.
Final warning, Commander. That goes for you as well, Williams. Your orders are clear. Advance towards the dam.
No.
Apologies, Counselor Miller, but you are just an advisor here. The commander doesn't take orders from you.
You're going to regret that, Williams. Crossing me comes with a price. Just ask the General how steep it can be.
That's actually a good question. We can, you know, ask the General to tell us everything about you. Honestly, I think we should have done that about 2 missions ago, but that's just me.
Copy. Relocating.
Although Miller might decide to be a lot less hang on. Miller might decide to be a lot less subtle with the nuclear weapons use if we go with Bennett's plan. He may just straight up call in a nuclear strike on the city. If I'm going to be entirely honest, I would not necessarily hold it above him.
Moving out.
If that's the case, we may actually end up needing to shoot down a B1 or a B2.
There you are. Good. Now let's win this battle my way. First, we need to reform a cohesive defensive line. Williams, maintain your positions. Rally as many retreating units as possible and prevent any additional enemy amphibious crossings. Meanwhile, we need to regain control of those bridges, Commander.
Got it. Alright, what do we got? FA-18Cs, F-35s, F-16CJs, helicopters. Alright. Ooh. And some Patriots, 4 of them. Those are going to be juicy. LAV-ADs. Those things cannot intercept missiles if memory serves, so it's going to be a bit of a pest. And we get some force enhancement packages with trophy. Now we're talking. Assaultmen, SRA, Marines, Raiders. Alright, well, give me the tanks first and foremost. Look, I think this situation is going to turn sideways for somebody. I just don't know who.
Get that engine running. Move the fuck out, driver. Full speed. Fighting vehicle reporting in.
I want the scouts in those skyscrapers. Hang on. I've got Marine snipers. I can put them on foot. Oh joy! Ballistic missiles.
Abrams, ready to roll. Moving as ordered. Striker here. We're combat ready. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
We're getting slammed by ballistic missiles.
I've marked the coordinates of the launch, Commander.
TBM, TBM, TBM. Alright, so schwack the TBMs. I think I might have artillery that can do that. Firstly, however, I need to set up air defenses.
Roger. We're on the move. 10, Roger. We're rolling.
Okay, so the Marines are on their way.
Sniper team, at your orders, sir. Heading to extraction.
I was gonna put the Marines in those buildings, but I'm guessing Bennett's decided that reconnaissance isn't important.
The armor is ready to rumble.
Alright.
Copy. Moving out. Already there. Air defense ready for action.
That's not a decision I'd ever make.
Need supplies?
The thing is, though, Miller strikes me as the kind of man with a plan B. So, this is probably going to be not great. Look, he has to have another trick up his sleeve. I would be genuinely surprised if he didn't.
Tactical truck ready to haul. I got my ears on. Go ahead. Shift is over. Heading back to base. Copy. Relocating.
The Pac-2 Patriots wouldn't be quite as good at intercepting ballistic missiles as the Pac-3 or Pac-3 MSEs. Better suited for use against aircraft, but they would be able to get the job done. What do we got? Lots of angry Russians. Noted. I'm not entirely sure the artillery will have the range to reach them just yet. But we shall see. I'll probably need to move the artillery around here.
Moving to shooting position. Air defense here. We're combat ready. Artillery moving out. Departing. Artillery available, sir.
Nope, I do not have the range. And even if I move them here, I don't think I'm going to have the range to to hit that last position.
Ready to rain down death. We're on the move. M1 Abrams ready for action. Rolling. Striker awaiting orders. Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
And in fact, that seems like a good place to put the Patriots as well.
Striker ready for action. Moving out.
Oh, that's interesting. Why is that truck colored like that? Hmm. I think we got it.
Artillery relocating. Artillery moving out. Stryker, at your command, sir.
We have a bunch of heavy commons. They have Tusk. We have 6 heavy commons. And they have a jammer. They do not, however, have trophy. Which is a bit of a pest. They do, however, have HE though, which is pretty nice. I might need the heavy commons.
Heavy cab ready to rumble. Let's run them over. Reconnaissance standing by.
Do all those batteries have their radars on?
Air defense here. We're combat ready.
Turn your radar on. Thank you. So that you would be better suited to destroy any Russian cruise missiles, or, goodness forbid, any B-2s.
Abrams here. We're combat ready. Fighting vehicle ready. Keep driving. Logi here. Send traffic. Artillery ready to fire, sir. Target marked. Direct fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to get the artillery up to here in order to hit that, at least. I might even need to cross the river. Not impossible, just a task.
Heavy cab ready to roll. Armored is rolling out.
Oh, okay.
Anti-aircraft here. At your command. Copy. Relocating.
Wow, they're getting lit up.
Popping smoke. Back up. Back up.
There's a faggot team in there. You know what? New plan.
Fighting vehicle is combat ready, sir. Backpedal. Abrams here. We're engaged. Driver backwards. Stryker ready. Reverse.
Once the artillery hammers that point into submission, like they have just done, and they finish their fire mission, I'm going to tell them to blast the utter crap out of these buildings. A little bit of 105mm attitude adjustment.
Anti-aircraft standing by. Move backwards.
Oh yes,
Striker here. We're combat ready.
the M-SHORADs have
Striker,
radar,
ready for action.
so turn that on.
Heavy armor engaged. Back out, driver. Breaker 1-9. Who needs supplies? End of the line. Everybody out. No party without Hardy.
Thank you. But yeah, that's well out of their range. Well, they're not by much. So yes, I think once I just move up to here, I should have range. But more important things to deal with. Level it.
Direct fire. Heavy transport here, Central. Heading back to home 20. Your eyes and ears, sir. Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Yeah, they're having a bad day. Good.
Mobile artillery reporting in. Direct fire on my mark. Enemies hot on our trail. Heavy cav is on the field. Combat vehicle standing by. Heavy cavalry ready for action. Moving.
Well, I don't know if they're dead or if they moved. But they're not there anymore, and that's what matters.
Relocating to the next emplacement.
Oh, we get ATMs. Okay. A lot of ACV-30s. Marines. SRAs.
Moving as ordered. Recon vehicle ready. Roger. We're on the move. Who needs support? Roger. Call for fire received.
One more.
Artillery at your command, sir. Providing direct fire.
That would be indirect fire. We really, really should tell Bennett what Miller's going to do.
Need supplies? Roger, moving to next waypoint. Mortar, ready to fire.
What is the range? Okay. Alright, well, start shelling that area.
Fire coordinates received. Heavy
Let's
artillery
poke our
ready to
nose
roll.
out again, see what happens. Actually, no, no, let's not do that. I forgot. I've got a force recon team that I'm going to put in this wood line and ideally take a look. I don't have any reason to be aggressive.
Tactical truck ready to haul. Mobile artillery standing by. Logi here, send traffic. Here, beans, bullets, and band-aids.
What was that? Oh! An RPG team.
Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me. Artillery took a hit. We need maintenance. Ready to rain down death.
I think that was my own artillery that did that.
Artillery mission is over. We return to base.
Well, that's not necessarily how I wanted to find those guys.
Lab, ready for action.
Note to self.
Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
When deploying the artillery again, bring along an LAV. That's what I should have done in the first place. That LAV would have seen those guys from a long ways away. That Bushmaster would have done a lot more than the 50 cals.
Lab ready for combat. All bullet catchers, disembark.
Roger, Charlie Mike. Engage as a last resort. Prepare for entry.
Oh yeah, that's gonna give me exactly what I need. Okay, so there's nothing particularly heinous over there.
Ready to rumble. Driver, move out. Lab here. We're combat ready.
Thing is, though, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to get the artillery back for a little while. That is a pretty significant ridge. Is that supposed to be a road? Yeah, I think it is.
Striker, ready for action. Moving out.
I think they're all dead.
I got my ears on. Go ahead. Who wants a skylight for his house? Artillery mission is over. Let's head back to base. Heavy cab, ready to roll. Bring us there in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes.
What's going on with that truck? So of course after I send the artillery back to base, there's an AT team in there.
M1 Abrams, warmed up and ready to go. Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way. Striker here, we're combat ready. Striker reporting in. Moving there now.
Oh, a Manpads team. Cute.
M1 Abrams ready for action. Driving to coordinates.
And it looks like they've got their own supply haul.
Hoorah!
Okay, so I've got the 4 paladins back. Now, time to not make that mistake again.
Proceeding to next base of fire. Departing. Lab ready. We're on the move.
Okay, 29. Okay, cool. Shorads can handle that without a problem.
Lab here. Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Proceeding to next base of fire. Abrams here. We're combat ready. Striker reporting in. Hit it!
There's a supply depot over there, so if I can get that, that would be great.
Pedal the metal!
And they've got a tank. And they've got artillery on that ridge.
Lab standing by. Already there. Vehicle heavily damaged. Need maintenance. Striker in combat. What are your orders? Fuck out. Full speed.
We've reached the other bank. I'd like to think that was the hardest part, but I doubt it.
Oh no.
Under normal circumstances, I tell you to secure the high ground before entering that narrow valley. But right now, we don't have that luxury. We need to move and fast. Miller, our troops are in the middle of the valley. Belay that order.
Perfect, General. You're excellent bait for the enemy. Stay put, act natural, and wait for the flash.
Yep.
God damn it, Commander, we can't let this madness go on. If we manage to repel the Russian assault far enough from the valley, there will be no point in blowing up the dam anymore, and the city will be saved. I see 2 options. Either we launch a direct attack on their command and control center and destroy everything there. The Russian military organization is highly centralized. If we cut off the head of the snake, it will completely disrupt their attack, and they'll start running around like headless chickens. Option 2, we push toward the dam to stop this bomb. Those Delta Force guys are true believers, willing to die for the mission, but I'd like to think they'll hear us out before pulling the pin. Eliminating the risk of a nuclear mushroom popping up in our backyard would give us more time to figure out how to reach the enemy HQ. But it also certainly gives the Russians more time to prepare. Whatever you do, do it fast, Commander. We're on the clock, literally.
Okay, well that was a big mess. I would like to have had the ability to pause. Cancel Miller's order. So I gotta get back to the dam. I'm probably gonna end up needing to fight the, capture the enemy HQ. I'm probably gonna need to fight the, Delta guys, aren't I?
Mobile artillery ready. Send mission. Relocating to the next emplacement. M1 Abrams ready for action. Solid copy. Moving out. Air defense. We're in combat. Lab, awaiting order. Scouts in combat. Send your orders. Move your asses. Vehicle damaged. Requesting maintenance.
I shouldn't have pulled those mortars back.
Those motherfuckers crashed our paint job.
Okay. So this is my 6th, 7th attempt at this. Don't know. Discovered a few things. For one, there's a whole bunch of not very nice things over here. These woods are full of reconnaissance infantry, and I mean like full of reconnaissance infantry. There's one over here, a couple in here. Yeah, I think there might be one in here as well. They're a bit everywhere. There's a couple of T-80 BVMs and a bunch of BMP-3s patrolling this entire area. There's also a bunch of anti-tank teams in here. And there's a ZSU 23-4 in the woods. I think around here. Somewhere around there. Yeah, not great stuff. And of course there's KH-29s flying around. So, yeah. I also discovered that after you side with Bennett, because, look, I described the guy as bloodthirsty and gung-ho before. He's the sensible one. I actually like what they did with Bennett's character. The green light team will show up eventually. They'll spawn in here, they'll swim to the dam, and when they reach the dam, you have 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to get to the dam. At least that's what I thought. It's more complicated than that, because when you link up with Bennett, you gotta capture these bridges to be able to get across the river. If you reach the dam before you capture the bridges, it doesn't count. So, oh wait, that's, I should probably pause that. So, yeah. You gotta capture the bridges, and when you do capture the bridges, Miller will spew some quasi-villain dialogue about how, oh, you'll make perfect bait, and then you've got to reach the dam. So in effect, I need to be pulling 2 assaults at once. Because you've got a small amount of time to reach the dam. Also, I'm not entirely sure, but I think the timer for the green light team is going even when the game is paused. Not sure, but that's what it feels like. Also, there's a trio of ballistic missiles that open up over here. You're going to want to destroy them, because they're going to make your push over here very, very inconvenient. There's also a bunch of recon infantry over here, and they've got the RPG-30s, the ones that ignore APS, which is a bit of a pest because there's at least 2 in here, 1 in here. I think there's 1 over here as well. But this is actually the best place to for your artillery if you want to hit all 3. If you position your artillery here, you can hit the first 2, but not the 3rd one. Anyway, that's enough yapping.
Armored transport reporting in.
Go link up with Bennett.
There you are. Good. Now let's win this battle my way. First, we need to reform a cohesive defensive line. Williams, maintain your positions. Rally as many retreating units as possible and prevent any additional enemy amphibious crossings. Meanwhile, we need to regain control of those bridges, Commander.
And then cue the ballistic missiles showing up. Also, speaking of which, I've received some nasty surprises before, so I'm going to have all of these back up. To a position where they should no longer be seen. When those ballistic missiles start opening up, I'll know whether or not they are far enough away.
We're getting slammed by ballistic missiles.
I've marked the coordinates of the launch, Commander.
Ideally, I'd like to roll the Russians off this section of the riverbank first before going into here, because this area, you know, is just packed with Russians. But
M1 Abrams, warmed up and ready to go.
I might not have the option of doing that.
Make way.
So I need to be running basically 2 assaults at once. One to take control of the bridges and another to take control of the dam. On 2 opposite sides of the map. Joy. Oh, there's a downed Russian pilot. Was that a war crime? I don't think it was a war crime, because he wasn't in a parachute. I don't think they're launching towards. Also, that PAC-2 battery. Oh, there's 2 PAC-2 batteries over there. Well, it's up armored and it's got a 50 cal, but it's only got 2 missiles. Okay. These, I think, yes, these have 4 missiles. So, Support.
Already there. Pedal to the metal. Roger. We're on the move. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
Green light team reporting. We're in the AO, heading toward the target.
Uh-oh. Looks like the horsemen of the apocalypse just showed up.
Okay. That's not the end of the world. It's inconvenient, but it's not the end of the world. Also, I'm pretty sure they showed up sooner than last time.
The higher they fly, the further they fall. Radar activated. Looking for airplanes. Logi here, send traffic.
Thank you.
Cargo dump. Breaker 1-9, who needs supplies?
Oh yeah, because they then start calling down artillery fire. Okay, well that's inconvenient.
Move on. We're on a schedule here.
Also, where are my tanks?
Heavy armor is ready to rumble. Rolling. Someone call for a cab? Roger that. We return to base.
I do, again, need to take these bridges. The problem is there are enemy infantry in here, lots all over the place. You know, just general not great stuff.
Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way! Move the fuck out, driver! Full speed! Driving to coordinates. What are you waiting for? Drive!
Also, now that that's been cleared,
Artillery available, sir. Moving.
and this is why we have, well, Sam. I mean, that's what, 16 missiles there and ready to go? Yeah. Artillery, point, short burst. Remove this problem, please. Once that's out of the way, that should make things marginally easier. Where's the green light team? Halfway to the dam. Joy.
Roger, moving to next waypoint. Ready to rain down death. Artillery relocating. Proceeding to next base of fire.
Honestly, I really think that the Greenlight team showed up sooner this time around than they did last time.
Driver, move forward. Heavy cab, ready to roll. Moving as ordered. Order available, sir. Roger. Fire coordinates received. Heavy armor in combat. Solid copy. Moving out. Mortar ready. Send coordinates. Our tank got hit. We're still operational. Heavy cab engaged in combat. Lead me, follow me, or get out of my way!
Yeah, we're almost at the dam. When they get to the dam, you basically have 10 minutes to do something.
Super Cobra reporting in. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. Abrams here, we're engaged. Get that engine running. Heavy cavalry ready for action. Armored moving out. Armored transport reporting in. Roger, moving out.
Okay, so we have the bridge. Good.
Who needs support? Artillery mission is over. Let's head back to base. AH-1 is combat ready. Maximum power.
We've reached the other bank. I'd like to think that was the hardest part, but I doubt it.
Ready to go.
Under normal circumstances, I'd tell you to secure the high ground before entering that narrow valley. But right now, we don't have that luxury. We need to move and fast. Miller, our troops are in the middle of the valley. Belay that order.
Perfect, General. You're excellent bait for the enemy. Stay put, act natural, and wait for the flash.
Wait,
God
what?
damn it, Commander, we can't let this madness go on. If we manage to repel the Russian assault far enough from the valley, there will be no point in blowing up the dam anymore, and the city will be saved. I see two options. Either we launch a direct attack on their command and control center and destroy everything there. The Russian military organization is highly centralized. If we cut off the head of the snake, it will completely disrupt their attack, and they'll start running around like headless chickens. Option 2, we push toward the dam to stop this bomb. Those Delta Force guys are true believers, willing to die for the mission. But I'd like to think they'll hear us out before pulling the pin. Eliminating the risk of a nuclear mushroom popping up in our backyard would give us more time to figure out how to reach the enemy HQ. But it also certainly gives the Russians more time to prepare. Whatever you do it fast, Commander. We're on the clock, literally.
What are you doing here? We're aware, that's why we're here. Reinforcements could work someday. Just give us a chance. I have no idea what's going on. The game's bugged. We'll cancel the arming procedure, but we stand by ready to reactivate if you fail.
Greenlight team reporting. We've reached the dam. We start unpacking the special device.
The doomsday clock just started ticking. Move it, Commander!
Okay, I have no idea what's happening right now. I have no idea what's happening right now. I didn't reach the dam. Although if the game is bugged, then, like, if they're gonna let me get to the dam, I'm not gonna say no. At least if they're gonna let me pull this off. Which would be hilarious if they did. Because last time I tried this, I reached the dam, but I didn't capture the bridges first. So, last time I tried this, I reached the dam, but I didn't capture the bridges first.
The Cobra is in the air. Flying there.
So, I honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. Hopefully the game's gonna act like I reached the bridges first.
New flight plan received.
Hopefully the game will act like I reached the bridges. The dam, rather.
We've been hit. Master caution. Target received. Engaging. Tally target. Engaging. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed. New heading set. We got a clear shot.
10 minutes left.
Evaluating damage.
It's okay. We still have time, but don't waste it.
Attack coordinates received.
They're still counting down.
Target full deployed. Engaging. Full power. Abrams here. We're combat ready. Rolling. Striker, ready for action. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Super Cobra, waiting mission. Flying there now.
Also, if I try to spawn something from there, what's gonna happen?
Chopper hit. We need to pull out. AH-1 ready for combat.
I have, like, Look, I hope I don't have to do this again. This is my 7th attempt at this. This is not easy. The developers are clever little sods. And devious little sods.
Cobra here. Flying to coordinates. Striker awaiting orders. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Abrams, ready to roll. Let's bring the steel beast back to its lair.
No, not you.
There in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes. RTB.
You.
Striker, at your command, sir. Viper awaiting mission. Heading there. Chopper hit. The stick is shaking off. Relocating to the next emplacement. Moving. Departing. Artillery moving out. Make way. Moving as ordered. Driver, move out. Rolling. Bring us there in 10 seconds, not 10 fucking minutes. Get those tracks moving. Roger. Fire mission received. Heavy cab ready to rumble. Striker standing by. Heavy cab ready to roll. Moving to shooting position. Artillery took a hit. Need repairs. Defensive smoke. Heavy armor engaged. Make way. Target identified. Fire.
Crunch.
Pedal to the metal, driver. Heavy armor is ready to rumble. Striker at your command, sir. Abrams engaged in combat. Mortar ready to engage, sir. Artillery mission is over. We return to base. Heavy armor is on the field. Let's fall in their pieces. Our chain got hit, but we're still kicking. M1 Abrams ready for action. Shoot that target, gunner. Abrams here. We're combat ready. Troop transport ready.
I think they took out one of my tanks. Oh no, they didn't.
Heavy cavalry ready for action. Striker here. Roger. Moving out.
Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen now. I hope the game treats it like I made it to the point successfully. I hope so, because I really don't want to do this again. This is my 7th attempt. I mean, it's hard, yes, and there's nothing wrong with hard. I don't know, I just...
Heavy cav in combat. M1 Abrams here. We're in combat. M1 Abrams warmed up and ready to go.
Surprise!
Vehicle status is red.
Oh, that one's got ATGMs, Joy.
Recon vehicle taking fire over here. Move the fuck out. Full speed. Our vehicle has been hit. Need repairs. Anti-aircraft standing by. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Striker in combat. Send your orders. Roger. Engaging. Scout team engaged in combat. Recon team engaged in combat. Heavy cav is on the field. Driver, move out.
Well, at least it looks like they can't retake the dam. Which is good, I guess.
Armored is rolling out. Air defense here. We're combat ready. Moving there now.
And that's the enemy HQ. You can use it to push to the enemy HQ. I don't know why the game automatically thinks I made it to the dam, but look, I'm just glad it did because that was hard.
M1 Abrams warmed up and ready to go. Mission's over. Let's go back to base.
I mean, I say it's hard. Here's the thing when I say hard. There's a distinction between something that is hard but fun and then something that is just hard. And if I'm going to be entirely honest, I'm not opposed to hard, but it started to shift into the it's no longer fun hard. And I understand that that idea, that metric is incredibly, incredibly I understand that metric is incredibly subjective, but that's just the way it felt to me.
Artillery on the move. We're on the move. Proceeding to the next base of fire. Artillery moving out. Ain't nothing gonna get in our way.
Are there any? There are some buildings. That one gives a good line of... Okay, so I need 3 vehicles. And... 3 of these. 2,000. Yeah, that'll work.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger. We're on the move. Last stop. Everybody out.
Now, one thing I did discover...
Need supplies?
Thank you.
Let's dump that.
One thing I did discover is that the this ridge up here, there's a whole bunch of SAM systems up there. Also, they're down to have health. Huh. I wonder if it was from the helicopter.
Roger. Flip inside. Heading back to base. Changing course. Turning to new heading. Flight plan updated. Let's play him some music. Proceeding as frag. Viper standing by. Under the radar. New bearing set.
I don't know how long these will last. I'm just using them for my own reference.
Mobile artillery ready. Send mission. Engaging targets with direct fire. Looking for enemy radars. Personal carrier ready. Already there.
No.
On the hunt for radars.
2 more. I can't remember where the markers were.
Artillery took a hit! We need maintenance!
Okay, well that's a bit of a pest.
Troop transport ready!
Also, I need to grab those at some point.
Troop transport reporting in! Moving out.
I want to take the sniper team and have them advance upwards to see what they see.
Armored transport ready!
Hunters of gunmen here.
Also, do not shoot unless you get shot at first. Then again, hopefully that's what the 30mm autocannons on the ACV-30s are for.
Copy. Infiltrating.
Oh! Would you look at that?
Quietly.
What was that?
Infiltrating.
Oh, there's motor rifles in there. Okay, cool. That's exactly what I wanted to know.
Walking like ghosts.
Can either of these vehicles...
Armored transport reporting in!
They can't see them,
Troop
can they?
transport standing by!
No, they can't.
Good copy. Next waypoint received.
Well, nuts.
One more hit and our vehicle's done! All asses dismount! Mission is over. We RTB.
Relocating. On the move.
Stand on it, come on!
Although I don't need to move the artillery that far forward to be able to shell this point.
Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me.
Grab that.
Put those eggs in the basket. U.S. Marine, hoorah!
Move up.
U.S. Marines, ready for duty. Get your asses in that building.
Snipers, standing by. Copy. We hide in that building.
And then from there, they should have a good field of view over this entire area.
Recon ready.
Oh, well, they're having a bad day.
Moving out.
Now, it's looks like a straight shot between here and the enemy CP. I'm going to go out on a limb right now and say that it's not going to be that easy. It's never that easy. Also, why did I send the truck over there? I could have just used a helicopter. That's actually going to be faster. You, RTB, just
We're hit! We're hit!
grab one of these. Hit by what? Oh! How long have you guys been there?
AH-1 at your command. All weapons green. Clear to engage. Super Cobra reporting in. Super Cobra standing by. AH-1 ready for combat.
Alright. Actually, you know what? New plan.
AH-1 is combat ready.
Just check and make sure there's no more unwelcome surprises such as that. Any hostile infantry in these buildings? No?
Maximum power. Roger Wilco. Blood plan confirmed. Flying there now. Staying low.
Heavy lift ready. Prepare the hooks. We got a pickup.
Viper here. New heading set. Armored transport ready. Already there. I got my ears on. Go ahead. Looks like we got us a convoy.
CH-53 ready to lift. Roger that. On our way to the DZ.
Someone called for a cab? Copy. Relocating.
So what I would like to do is to try and formulate some armor to basically move this way. The alternative would be forcing my way through this valley, which you know is just crawling with enemy ATGM teams.
Flying the coordinates. Inbound. New heading set. Nap of the Earth.
Wasn't there a pilot around here somewhere? Or did he get taken out with the artillery explosion?
Roger, flying there. Nose up. Wow. Instruments are all tits up when she's still flying.
Oh, well, we hit something. We hit
Proceeding as
something.
flagged. Five by five.
A-10s.
Back to home plate. Affirmative.
have them load up on rockets. I'm actually gonna see, can I grab the M-SHORADs and put them over here? You are no longer necessary, so back out. Grab those. Put them there.
Artillery on the move. Departing.
Pilot is slowly making his way back.
To the next emplacement. Artillery relocating.
Okay, so there's anti-air over there. Lots of it from the looks of it. At least some gun-based systems.
Tactical truck ready to haul. Fast landing assistance. What can I do for you? Air defense here. I got my ears on. Go ahead. Let's see an accelerate. New flight plan received.
Well, the bomb hasn't gone off, so I'm guessing the game is thinking that I made it to the point.
Breaker 1-9, who needs supplies? Need supplies? Let's dump that! The Viper is in the air. Flying to coordinates.
Now, I'm certain there's going to be air defenses over here, but I should be able to use the...
Armor is rolling out.
helicopters
Full throttle. Flying there.
to at least get an idea of what they've got over here.
Get it. Driver, move forward. Moving to shooting position. Driver, move out. Armor is rolling out.
So far, no infantry.
Hey, check out this rooster cruiser they gave me.
Is this air...
Roger Will.
I was about to ask if this area is open. It'd be kind of interesting if this area is wide open.
Heading there. Flight plan updated.
Oh, they see something to shoot at.
Viper is combat ready. Super Cobra waiting mission. New flight plan received. Full power. Low and slow.
I thought there was a SAM system over there.
Flying there now.
We're coming into range of their HQ. Look at that. Surprise, artillery, surface-to-air missiles, all packed in tight, like a powder keg waiting to blow. Light 'em up, Commander. Leave nothing standing.
With pleasure.
Flying at max speed. Laying down covering fire. Helicopter down. Request immediate chopper hit. Evaluating damage.
Okay, well that's not great, but that did show me what I need. Or rather, what I'm going to be running into.
Roger, moving out. Pedal to the metal. Copy, relocating. Already there. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Moving there now. Roger, moving to next waypoint. Copy, relocating. Roger, moving out. Already there. Moving there now. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Roger, we're Oscar Mike. Roger, we're on the move.
And it didn't look like there was much of anything in here. I still don't know what these trucks are for.
Pedal to the metal. Moving out. Troop transport reporting in.
I wonder if you're going to be able to occupy them.
Mobile artillery reporting in. Target marked. Direct fire. Lab standing by. Lab at your command, sir.
So the helicopter raid didn't strictly go well, but it did show me at least something, which is good.
Personal carrier here. Roger, we're on the move. Ready to rain down death. Direct fire, on my mark.
Oh,
Lab taking fire.
okay, so there's some idiots in there. Great.
Sniper team reporting in.
Now there's not.
Lab ready for combat. Lab here. We're under fire.
Rendezvous with exfil team.
Lab here. We're combat ready. Personal carrier ready. Roger. Moving to next waypoint.
I don't know if that counts as ours now or not.
Lab, ready for action. Copy. Relocating.
Hoorah! Linking with extraction team.
I think that counts as ours.
It's like a walk in the park.
No. And they'll do it too.
Extraction team is on its way.
Someone asked for a ride? Roger. Moving out. Roger. We're on your line.
So it does not look like there is much here. Although, if there's anything that wants to come from that road...
All trench monkeys, dismount!
So I'm going to put the small guys in there, because if anything is going to come from this road, they're going to be able to see it. I'm not sure if they're going to have weapons range, because they're I said small, didn't I? They're SRAs, but still.
Mission is over. We return to base.
It's only a 600 meter range, but at least it's a big warhead that hits hard. And it looks like we have a beachhead on the other side of the river.
Lab, reporting in.
You know, if I'm going to be honest, I was honestly scared that the helicopter would technically capture this point and make the green light team detonate the device.
Force recon standing by.
Lab here.
I don't know what bug I've stumbled across, but I'm honestly happy I have. No, I can only have the points for 2 of them. Okay, that's a bit of a pest. Although I do have this massive collection of vehicles over here.
Striker reporting in. Good copy. Next waypoint received. Lab here. Go ahead. Roger. Moving out. Moving there now.
Sniper's ready. Heading to extraction. Proceeding to exfil.
I guess they're gonna have to walk. It's not too far.
Lab ready.
Although Bennett does make a point when you cross the bridge. He says that
Your next waypoint.
if you can capture the HQ and kill the Russian commanding officer, the Russians are going to lose cohesion. The Russian military is very, very top-heavy, which means that basically, well, pretty much exactly what he said,
Is on the field.
that they're going to lose cohesion.
Roger.
And, well, then again, a military being top-heavy doesn't necessarily mean they're going to lose cohesion if the commanding officer is killed. What it means is that the commanding officer dictates a lot of things.
We move inside. Infiltration underway.
Heading there now.
Snipers here.
Stallion copies.
What are you doing? Go over there. I don't know what you're doing. You're being weird.
Super Cobra standing by. Heading there.
Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
Indeed.
Sniper team standing by.
No, I can only grab one. That's fine. That actually is fine.
Lab, awaiting order. Copy. Relocating.
And then this is the giant ball of pain I'm hoping to shove where the sun doesn't shine.
Super Cobra reporting in. Roger Wilco. Flight plan confirmed.
Heavy lift here.
Do you have both of them? Yeah, you got both of them.
RTV.
Alright, back out.
Driver, move forward.
You know, I find it very interesting that that Miller didn't decide to go with Bennett's plan. Because basically what Bennett said to the Greenlight team was basically give us a chance. I find it interesting that A, Bennett didn't try that line with Miller, probably because he knows it isn't going to work, and B, that that basically wasn't the plan from the start.
Good copy. Next waypoint received. Heavy cab, ready to roll.
Because, look, I understand Bennett's plan. I do. Not,
We're closing in on their HQ. Keep pushing. We're almost there.
no. I understand Miller's plan. I understand why he chose it, why he thinks it's necessary. I get that. I understand. I think it's an incredibly bad decision. I mean, I'd quote Nick Fury if it wasn't for profanity.
Air defense, it's your
And,
moving there now.
Cobra here.
I just find it interesting that it wasn't Miller who agreed, it was the Greenlight team who agreed. A BMD. Oh, look, Smirch everywhere.
Flying there.
More Smirch, more trucks. Some long-range SAMs. You know, I thought I blew up all the supplies, so why is this stuff still intact?
The Viper is in the air.
You'd think if they just had a bunch of supply,
Moving out. Pedal to the metal. Roger. Moving to next waypoint. Roger. Oscar Mike.
nuts, what, and where.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike.
Okay, SU-25s. Not great.
Good
That's
copy.
actually no, that is pretty great.
Moving to next waypoint.
Because,
Moving out. Copy. Relocating.
the Patriot batteries are already on it. Surprise!
Roger. Moving to next
Ooh.
waypoint. Roger.
Didn't even get a chance.
Roger. We're Oscar Mike. Pedal to the metal. Already there. Moving there now.
Oh, there's a Shog over there. Back up. Back up, 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 back up.
NOE flight.
Stay low.
Armored transport, standing by.
Get on the point. Hi guys, we're here to wreck your party.
Striker ready for combat.
Whoa! That was a 4th of July show they'll never forget.
We did it, Commander! Enemy troops are starting to retreat. Greenlight team, this is Lieutenant Colonel Williams. Abort the mission. The city is ours. I repeat, abort the mission.
Understood. We cancel the arming procedure and wrap up the device.
After this, Miller can piss off and let us be.
You clearly don't know the man. He'll never forgive you for standing up to him, and he'll make you pay. But you did the right thing, and I'm proud of you.
We won! I'm pretty sure it was a bug, but we won! Oh, that was... Oh, 2.2 KD ratio isn't... it's not great, but it's not terrible. That... Look, there was a... Look, I don't know what happened. It was a bug. I'm going to take it because this is like my 7th or 8th attempt at this mission. It was hard. Oh, Tuchka ooze and mortars. Okay, cool. More Tuchka ooze. Chords. I find it very interesting just to look and see what the other side was rolling in with. Razvedka, BVMs, they're not just BVMs, they're Opperzets 2018s. So, you know, joy. BMP3Fs. May or may not be a war crime. I don't technically think it was because he was on the ground. If you shoot him while they're in a parachute, then yeah, that's a war crime. Okay, what do we got? More heavy commons. Oh! Yeah, that's right. Book. More books. Okay, so they had books. Joy. Iglas. BMP2Ms. Why is there an air raid siren? I don't like that. 2 S7s. Apparently the assaultman got a BTR-80AM. I wonder if those are the guys I put by the beyond the bridge. Smirch. SV or S300 V4s, bunch of grads, BMPT Terminator, more grads, Urals. Well, they had a lot of not nice things. The M-Shored took out the SU-34. Ha ha ha. Right. Ugh. That, I don't know what happened there. I'll take it. Don't know what happened. I'll take it. So next it's these 4. Although I do kind of want to play that again just to see. I do want to play that again just to see it from Miller's perspective. Although I want to check something first.